This is called an altered bucket list. About 14 years ago, I was in the car heading somewhere with my daughter and my grandkids. I was in the back seat, and my bored 11-year-old grandson held his head against my arm. The term bucket list came up. "What's a bucket list?" Anthony asked, looking up at me puzzled. "It's something you want to do before you die. Some people want to jump out of an airplane or climb a mountain, something memorable." He perked up with curiosity. "What's on your bucket list, Grandma?" "Well, I'd like to drive all the way to South America, along the coast, in the little villages and meet people." "Is Scott going with you?" he asked. I explained that my adventure was probably too much of an adventure for my husband. "When are you going?" He looked thoughtful. "Oh, I don't know. There are things I want to do first." "Like what?" "Oh, I want to write a memoir about my dad. I want to write a novel that I have in my head for a while. Maybe 10 years. "I'd go with you," Anthony said, as he sat up and looked at me in the eye. The idea appealed to me. We already had great conversations about his mom, Christy, and growing up, politics, about being creative, about the future, racism, even death. If we went in 10 years, you'd be 21. You'd be a man. You wouldn't even have to ask your mom. I could see his face light with possibilities. We could go when you graduate college. You could bring your guitar and play music. Who's going to bother a guy with a guitar and his grandma? I thought. Anthony dreamed of being a musician. He learned the piano when he was 6. At age 10, he took guitar lessons. He played drums in high school. He loved performing. And he had just the right amount of stage fright. He managed to be accepted by his first choice college in Nashville, Belmont University, where the goal is to have 100% of their students working in the industry upon graduation. No one had to teach him how to play an instrument, but he had to learn how to read the contracts. As the years rolled along, we talked about what kind of a van we'd get in case we had to sleep in it. I looked at road maps on Google. I found blogs by 2 different young men who had done similar trips. Anthony and I would reference our road trip and high-five each other. I also promised him that if he got a really great job right after college, he could bail. But we'd go somewhere when he could. He was a sophomore in college when my sister-in-law invited my youngest daughter, Veronica, and me to join her on a trip to Argentina, and Chile, and Patagonia. The thought of traveling with Veronica was thrilling, but my bucket list trip with Anthony was a different trip, so I didn't feel like I bailed on him. It was just a different thing. Veronica and I started in Buenos Aires, where the architecture was European. From there, we flew to Bariloche, where everything looked like a German ski resort. A bus took us to Iguazu, Chile, and then over Patagonia, a region that stretches from Chile to Argentina to the Strait of Magellan. This vast area was only inhabited by puma, guanacos, a cousin to the camel, and other creatures foreign to me, but there were 4 lodges, very far apart. An outpost halfway to our lodge had all the usual souvenirs. T-shirts and hats and mugs, and when we arrived at the lodge in Patagonia, I was stunned. There were electric vehicle charging stations. There was Wi-Fi, familiar music played from the radio. They even took Google Pay. This was not the bucket list escape from civilization that I'd envisioned. When I came home, I had to tell Anthony the South America I expected had disappeared. Those tiny villages probably exist, but reaching them might be riskier than I had anticipated. Last year, within a month of graduation, Anthony was hired to tour with a mid-level singer-songwriter. For 2 months, my grandson lived on a bus with 11 people, and he toured Canada and the US. Anthony called me from the road and admitted to having some imposter syndrome. After a show, some girls asked him to take a photo, and he assumed they wanted him to take a picture of them. No, they gave him a funny look, and he realized they wanted him in the picture and his autograph. Anthony may not have gotten the trip he expected, but I don't think I could have upstaged that one. He'll be back on the road in the spring with the same band and a contract. This doesn't mean we won't have plans to travel. It just means it will be a different trip. Like an African safari, we both want to see gorillas up close. Wherever life takes us will be an adventure, and we'll have something to look forward to, which is why we make bucket plans in the first place.
Thanks.